But the thing about confident is that like I realized it when I came here, because I realized it's really like easy to be confident in here, but like when you go to South Korea, the society is like revolving around the beauty standard. So like really people talk about how you look. So like it's considered to be rude here, right? But then in South Korea, like you just tell each other like you're ugly on daily basis. So like that really like contribute to like low self-esteem.
Yeah, I feel like even if they're like joking,
Yeah, it
it
really
stores
hurts,
in
I
your
think.
memory. You
Yeah.
know it. Yeah.
Yeah. And like one thing I agree with Yeonam is because I spent my middle school years in South Korea, and like you cannot imagine how many people put their makeup on in middle school.
Even in
Like
elementary school.
yeah,
Yeah.
like elementary
Wow.
school, their higher years of
Yeah.
elementary school, and most of my friends, like I guess like 99% of my friends put
Yeah.
all their makeup. Like they started like trimming their eyebrows, not putting mascara because we kind of perceive mascara as like the ultimate, like the very extreme makeup, I guess.
Yeah.
So we put eyeliner on, we put blush on, we put like sunscreen, foundation, not foundation, but like a
BB
lighter,
cream.
yeah, that some lighter like coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And we like a necessity is lipstick and tint. So if you
Yeah.
actually see like teenagers in high school or middle school in Korea, their lips are so red.
They're scary.
In Poland, it's like the complete opposite. That like, no one would wear lipstick or like eyeliner. No, eyeliners maybe, but like it's like the extreme makeup, and then the
Mascara is
mascara
just
is
yeah.
everyone
Yeah,
wears
I
mascara.
realized it
Mm.
here too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the way that I've seen things happen when I was in India, like when like young girls and just young people in general, I guess, like when they put on makeup, it's kind of looked down upon and discouraged. Like like you're not concentrating on your career and your studies, and you're just in 4th grade. You shouldn't be worried about all this. But then there's also like other like beauty standards. So like in India, fair skin is like generally considered prettier and better. And although like a lot of people have started recognizing colorism as a problem, especially legally, it's still like very prominent in the general culture. Like, there was this product called Fair and Lovely, that they had to change the name of, but they literally advertised themselves so that young women would like put this cream on to look fairer, and then they later also released like a male version, like Fair and Handsome. Like
Is it a makeup brand?
yeah, it's a cosmetic cream,
Oh.
but you can put it on a regular basis, and every time you put it on, you look a bit fairer, and that's prettier. And then on the cover, they literally have a girl who has a really dark skin tone, and like her
Before and
shades.
after?
No, it's like so like she turns her face, like in the picture it's like a stop motion, and she has like the darkest skin when she's behind, and like the fairest skin when she's up front, and she's only smiling when she's the fairest.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Out of this world. And I think it comes from it definitely comes from like the British invasion and like the white supremacy that they got. Like they used their skin color to kind of differentiate between themselves and like the native population, and like that kind of like they use that to fuel the discrimination that they had. And the thing is that the people in the northern part of the country are fairer than the people in the southern part because of the climate. Because it's a vast country, right? There's like all kinds of altitudes and all kinds of climates. So you also have different colors. So, people like states like Punjab and Kashmir have fairer skin than people in states like Maharashtra and Kerala. So they kind of like pride themselves on the fact.
Are there like also like income inequality between those regions?
Really not that much. I don't think so. Because like each like state has their own major population, and if you look at a state like Kerala, which has like 100% literacy, they are really like confident in themselves. Most people, they're very feminist. They're a very beautiful state in general, and the people are very nice too. So the colorism is mostly a problem in like places where all this diversity comes together in like big cities.
Oh.
Yeah. So like growing up, I was also teased a lot about my dark skin, but like I never really felt very bad about it because like my family is really nice and like they always like supported me, and I share my skin with my father, and like my mom and my brother have a very fair skin. So and like my father is really handsome, right? So so it was nice to share my skin with someone like him. So and like I said this in the last episode too, but people teasing me about my skin is kind of how I made a lot of friends too, because I knew how to like
Wait, when
get
you
back
mean
at them.
by people teased by your skin, what kind of things did they say?
Like people like generally want to tease each other, right? You know how it is in middle school, like people want to try and bully other people, right? So one thing that they found about me was my skin color, so that's what they talked about me. And it sometimes got a lot out of hand, but then
Oh, but is it okay if those like kind of jokes are like not that offensive because it's an Indian and an Indian? Like,
oh no, they're offensive. They're
Oh.
offensive.
well, you said like you made a lot of friends, so I was like, is that kind of like a friendly gesture or something?
No, it's not a friendly gesture per se, but like there's something wrong with everyone if you want to look for it. And if you want to be mean, there's like tons of reasons why you can find to be mean. They don't even have to be true most of the times. So yeah, I knew kind of how to get back at people, but a lot of people didn't, and they were kind of excluded. That was very bad.
Cool. So for China, it's basically quite similar to South Korea. Big eyes, tall nose, small frame, and of course a fair complexion. As actually Poland, is it?
Actually, I think it's kind of like good to be tan.
Oh,
there, I
really?
guess, yeah.
Okay, cool. I just learned something new.
Because does that kind of represent that you're kind of healthy and stuff?
Yeah, and you have like the money to go on vacation, I think.
Oh.
I think it's kind of related
Wow,
to
the connotations with that. Okay, well, right. So for man and woman, those are the standards, and like the most important standards. And throughout history, a small face with a pointy chin has been the mark of beauty for most Chinese women. And just so you guys know, big butts and thick thighs are not considered ideal in China. In fact, when it comes to body shape, the majority of Chinese women aspire to be very thin and dainty. Like, very thin. Just to show how extreme this body image thing is, there was an A4 paper challenge where it involved taking a photo with an A4 piece of paper, and if the piece of paper can cover your waist, then it means you're slim and therefore have an ideal body type. Think about it, guys. Think about how small you have to be.
Wait, I also remember like I think it was a challenge from China, and you have to try to put milk
Coins?
and cereal
Oh.
in your collarbone.
Yeah.
Yeah, or was it coins? I don't remember, but like I think it was
Both,
cereal
probably.
or
Yeah.
something. And then like the more cereal you
Yeah,
can pile up on
exactly.
your collarbone, like the more skinny you are.
Just think about it, guys. A4 piece of paper to cover your waist.
Wow.
Wait, how is that possible?
Yeah,
know.
see?
Wait, is it the like horizontal or the vertical?
I'm pretty sure it's a horizontal.
If it was
Think about the
vertical,
vertical.
Yeah, both
I
are
thought it was
bad, but
vertical, and I was
yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, and like in India, like you're supposed to be thin, but like it only kind of applies for like younger people. Like if you're young and you're fat, you'd probably be shamed. But if you're like older, if you're an adult or if you're married, like you kind of get like a free get out of being thin card. Like you're not shamed for it. It's all cool. It's like kind of part of the culture.
I
But
think
still,
it's
yeah.
similar in Poland that like
Mhm.
older people, it's acceptable.
Yeah.
There's also a need for like not double X large, not triple, not quadruple, but 5X's large. Think about it. 5X large. What is the point of that? and that is more or less equivalent to like a medium to large in the Western world.
Oh.
Exactly. It's
Wow.
not like for obese, like obese.
Oh, it
big
must
size.
be so like you feel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
that must. Yeah, it's terrible.
Anyways.
But like I would also mean like each size is more specific, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but look,
very specific.
like, so
Yeah.
imagine the small though.
Yeah.
The small is like crazy small.
Isn't it like for children then?
Yeah,
Small?
basically.
Wow.
And yeah, to me these standards are out of this world. I really find it bizarre for the need to play mental games on like just how small the large is. And the difference is drastic between Western culture and East Asian culture.
Yeah.
Now that we've learned a little bit more about beauty standards from each country, are there any final thoughts on it? Opinions?
No, I just think that I think the beauty standards are kind of like improving in a way.
Yeah.
Because, for example, in Korea, like in the past, being skinny as you can be was like considered as pretty. But now I feel like in Instagram, there's a lot of like people who are gaining muscles and who think healthy is being really beautiful and stuff. So I feel like people are aware how like the past beauty standards were really detrimental for them.
Yeah.
So they are kind of like trying to like contribute to improving it and making healthy seem as being beautiful.
Yeah. And I also feel like, you know, not following the beauty standard completely kind of forms your identity. And I think you should be proud of it and just, you know, again, like be confident wherever you go, because
Be you.
yeah, I think that's at the end of the day what's really beautiful.
We're all human, so we kind of have to be unique. It would be really scary if everyone was just the same. Right, guys?
Yeah.
But I also think that when we try to like address the beauty standards, we don't do it to a way that we like shame people for being like the other, like the, for example, fat shaming was always like a big issue, right? And then skinny people were considered beautiful, right? And then we're trying to like get rid of that issue, which is amazing. But then there is now skinny shaming, so I feel like there's more like shaming because of we're trying to address it, right? So I think we should be really like,
Careful
I don't
with
know. Yeah, careful.
I think the only times that, you know, how you look really matters is when a person doesn't know you. They're like just seeing you from outside. Maybe like on Instagram you have your pictures up and there's like random people trying to follow you. You know, that's when how you look really would matter, because they don't know you.
Well, their opinion doesn't really matter if you think about it. If you don't know them, like, what?
Exactly.
Can you please leave my page and stop stalking me, maybe? You know? Anyways, guys.
Yeah, so I feel like what Sana said is really important. So rather than like deciding like, I don't know, chubby people are pretty or like skinny people are pretty, I really think it's important to just embrace everyone's body and how they look, instead of like choosing the frame, because that also means like there's new beauty standard instead of like erasing it. So
Yeah, although I think that it is going to be a very long journey to be able to take out, sorry, my voice, guys, it's fine. Although I think it's going to be a very long journey to resolve these beauty standards and the consequences that they have on society, I think that there is hope and there is a start to it. The future generations definitely have a more accepting kind of viewpoint to these standards. Yeah. So, well, that was quite fascinating. I can certainly say that I've learned much about the various types of beauty standards that exist in our world. I hope this episode keeps you thinking on your toes. Maybe one day we could reflect on the past beauty standards and see growth through our acceptance of what beauty really means. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.